So here is the original cover of book 1 for Hope for Survival, how preparing food, water, shelter, and security can save your life. And I think we printed 100 copies of this edition before we changed the cover to its current one. But I just by chance this weekend, Miss Lucy and I were back visiting. This is in Babcock State Park in southern West Virginia. So I wanted to come down and shoot the video. Actually, if you see the picture here of the grist mill, here is actually the original that was used on the cover of that book. Absolutely beautiful place. It's a little overcast and rainy today. This is actually many years ago where Miss Lucy and I got engaged at. So kind of multi-reasons to kind of enjoy and appreciate the visit back here. But you can see the grist mill up on top. Actually just opened yesterday, and here's actually the park. So thought it'd be kind of cool to do a video showing where the original photos for the start of Hope for Survival. This was the photo I pulled out of the stack for the book 4 years ago, but the actual photograph was taken in I think 2007. So here's another angle from the front of the grist mill. You can see. And this is probably about an hour and 45 minutes crossing into West Virginia out of Virginia on Interstate 77. Probably about an hour and 45 minute drive up into Raleigh and Fayette County, West Virginia. So you can see the green beans are coming up pretty good. This is the first run. I planted some green bean seeds about 3 weeks behind these for a second run later, about midsummer. And you can see the turnips are coming up good as well. Got a few of the new green beans sprouting. Also, I gotta get in here and pull some weeds up in my walkway path. The one batch of the onions are doing pretty good, and I got 8 or 10 maybe different tomatoes that are hanging. I gotta get in here and clip my tomatoes. Still got beets coming up sporadically. I'm not sure, it's taking them a little longer than normal. Sweet potatoes are slow. They're growing some, but they're slow. And more beets. As you can see, I got beets still popping up. So not sure. Those were beets from seeds, which is odd. There's a beet right here that was planted at the same time as the ones down there, and you can see the difference. And then over here, I got our first pickling cucumber showing. I've already cut lettuce twice. It's great salad and sandwich lettuce. Got some carrots and onions coming up, spinach, broccoli spears as well. Need to clip the kale tomorrow. Got some purple kale, cabbage, and got several green peppers. It's amazing in a week's time with no rain, the difference in growth over a week. Got more beans you can see popping up. I stuck a second run of beans anywhere I had gaps at, so I'll have beans everywhere. But if I can get 25 to 30 quarts of green beans from the summer along with what we already have, it'll be great. Well, it's the 1st of June and so far the deer have walked by the apple tree. They just haven't got in the apple tree. So the apples are actually looking pretty good to this point. It's maybe the largest they've grown without the deer getting into them. I did manage to get the bird netting over my blueberry bushes finally last week. It takes a little while, but our blueberries are coming along pretty good on the 4 bushes. These are 5-year and younger bushes that we have here. So it's funny how the bushes grow at different sizes. Kind of crazy, but and then these are the newer blueberry bushes down here. And the 2 spaghetti squash plants are growing. I think the squirrels have been playing in them a little bit. And we got 6 watermelon plants in there and some bagged potatoes. And since the last video, I expanded out from the galvanized. You can see I'll put the deer netting around it tomorrow. I've been out of town, so. And we got raspberry. I put in a lemon bush and a lime bush. So we got, I think, 2 raspberry, 4 blackberry, 6 blueberry bushes now. So and it's all learning. I took an old swing that we had and repurposed it and put some netting on it, and I'll use it to let the squash climb up it. The lime bush definitely is looking better than the lemon, that's for sure. But you know, everything is so weather dependent, moisture dependent, temperature, fickle to placement where you have it at, and growing in East Tennessee versus growing down when I was down in Alabama is different. Different type soil. So Yeah, I definitely got to get in and do some weeding tomorrow. See a bird trying to get through the net. Hopefully it holds up. So outside of our garden, something Miss Lucy's trying. Well, a bigger project is we're thinking 10 years ahead and thinking 10 years from now I don't want to be having to weed eat down over this area right here. So we've been mulching it and layering it. So Miss Lucy said, hey, we have a lot of deer traffic through here, so we're trying to see what the deer bother and they do not bother. So she planted some squash, watermelon, and peppers along through here, and actually they are doing really well. They've been in for about 3 weeks now. The deer come through here, and you can see one there. It's a pretty good size. The peppers are down over the side there. The deer like to come up right through here, so we've had to put netting over a lot of the plants and bushes. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Our fig tree, this was a fig tree that Alabama Rebel passed on to me when it was maybe the length of a finger, and we've groomed it and grew it, and we had a few figs on it last year. However, that deep freeze that we had during Christmas that took out a few of our bushes has I fear it has stunted our fig for this year. So typically by now the fig tree is full and full of leaves, but it's really slow coming around. We also lost a few elderberries over the winter, and the couple that we have left actually came from our Patriot brother down outside of Atlanta, Georgia, that he hooked a lot of folks up with. So anyway, that's kind of some more of the babysitting we have to do as preparers, you know. So we just keep on keeping on, right? Hey fellow Patriots, welcome to Hope for Survival YouTube, Chat in the Garden, and wanted to share some thoughts with you while finishing up mowing and pulling some weeds and tending to the garden a bit. And I kind of find that this is a good place to just kind of shut the world out, share some thoughts of hope, and try to encourage folks. Even if you only plant one thing, I promise you, when it grows and produces the first fruit or vegetable, you're gonna have a smile on your face. So do that for yourself. You know, with the world as dark as it is, we all can use some hope and encouragement. Not to mention some fresh vegetables and fresh fruit that we grow. It does take work, but it's worthwhile. It feels good to sweat and prosper in what's growing on God's good earth. And a good learning experience too. I think I learn something every week. So, you know, I don't know about you, but it seems like things around us are just getting darker and darker. And I know reading in Scripture it tells us these things. They're going to happen. But I don't know about you, but I kind of miss the America I grew up in, the one when I was a kid, and things I enjoyed with grandparents and the early years, you know. Riding through the country, or having grandmother and grandfather share thoughts with you about how it used to be, or the old hard work tilling before they had motorized tillers or gas powered tillers. How proud my grandfather was coming in the evening after working all day, 12 hours, and then working in the garden till dark, and then carrying in his vegetables for my grandmother to clean and share on the table. They had value to them, you know, and I don't know where along the line we seem to have lost a lot of the ability to place value on things. I don't know if life's been too easy for us. I know we've lost some of our morals, and our moral guardrails are down, and just many things have changed. You know, our attitudes, how we treat people, respect, how just kind of how we see the world, right? I often wonder if maybe when I was young, if my grandparents looked at the world and shook their head and said, this isn't how it used to be, and now we're starting to reach the ages of our grandparents, and we're maybe saying the same thing that they said long ago, you know? You wouldn't know a hard day's work if it hit you in the forehead. The old manual sweat and labor, working with hands. Technology's kind of replaced that and made things easier, but has it ruined us? Has it ruined our ability to appreciate what hard work is and what it can produce? We expect everything to be there for us in the stores or wherever you may go shop at, and we're used to just paying for it, grabbing it, and moving on. I like to call it McDonald's syndrome, from the President Reagan era. You know, when the U.S. was spending hundreds of billions on defense, Americans were climbing into greater debt because of the ease of driving through and shopping with credit cards. And now that you can shop and have it delivered directly to your home, I don't want to say we are lazier, but we are. But we have this mentality of if I want it now, and I'll just pay by plastic and pay for it later. And I think in many ways it's starting to bite a lot of people in the behind, sadly. So coming out here in the garden, you know, we can kind of forget these things for a little while. You don't have a news alert every 5 minutes, and you're seeing your efforts grow in the ground to hopefully take them to your kitchen or to can them, ever what you plan to do with them. But it is a great way to avoid the darkness that we're seeing around us. It's almost daily now, I think. But you know, through hard work and doing for your family, doing for others, developing communities to spend time together, to work together, to share together. It does give you an uplifting, and it does give you some hope that no matter what comes through your faith, your community, family, hard work, that you're going to be all right. I do believe that. I just don't think it's going to be really easy. I think there's going to be a lot of suffering and a lot of people who aren't used to having to do things on their own. For whatever reason, it's not a, you know, it's not a criticism or ridicule of anyone. We all come from different walks of life. We've all had different lives leading up to this point, you know. But I don't believe it was an accident that we are all here together. I do believe it. I do believe it's for a reason. I do believe that God has put all of us here at this point in time in our journey through our book of life. So anyway, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I got things to go do and try to get back on schedule after being away for a while, for a week. It was much needed. It's not always easy to just cut and go and, you know, leave everything for the time that you're away, but sometimes you just have to do it to refresh your brain and your body and try to get rest and so forth. You're much better on this end coming out of some time off to help yourself to think wiser, I hope, and be there to support other people. So anyway, till next time, if you don't know where our website's at, it's hopeforsurvival.com. You can email me at preparedness101@protonmail.com. And if you haven't subscribed, please hit like and hit the subscribe button to help us grow our YouTube platform to help other people. And hopefully in the next few weeks I'll have some spare time. I got a lot of thoughts on some different videos I want to do on how to and showing you some neat things that I've come across. And I need to cross paths with Festus and possibly do a chat on YouTube together, and I need to hook up with John Dislin and Dr. Elder, and just the last 3 months has been chaotic, not just for me but for everyone else. Folks have had illnesses and just our paths couldn't cross. So hey, keep the faith, stay safe out there, keep your head on a swivel. I think it's going to be a long summer. I do think there is a possibility of some things happening in our country over the next 30 to 90 days. Just some thoughts. I'll share more once I feel more comfortable on it. So take care, be blessed, and thanks for tuning in. Bravo Echo out.